Steve again. Another session with one of our missionaries. This morning, we're going to be talking with Josh Provow, our missionary in Bulgaria. We're really thankful for Josh and his ministry there. And so it's good to spend a little time with him this morning. Josh, how are you doing?
Pretty good, Steve. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to talk.
Well, tell me about Schumann. How are things going? How's it feel to be back home?
Being back home is exactly the way I would describe it. We were away for 13 long months, 7 months in the US, and then 6 months on a short-term assignment in Svistov. So when we got to come back in June of this year, so this is a small thing, it's not really important, but on my Google Maps, right, I never changed home. I never changed my home address. It was always in Schumann. So there was this moment in Svistov whenever we were coming back here, and on the GPS with tears in my eyes, I was able to press home, and we came home, and it has been 3 months now, and it is so good. There are challenges, but we are home, and it feels like we are exactly where God wants us to be, and that's a great feeling.
Yeah. So, what do you think is the biggest challenge you faced so far, being back in Schumann?
My kids pick on me because whenever I meet someone on the street and we're all together, I always get to the same thing. One parent, 5 kids. Because I don't even know another family with 5 kids. And then the added challenge of, yeah, it's just me. Yeah, that is different, isn't it? Yeah. That is the real challenge. Like right now, in about 15 minutes, I'm gonna go get 2 of my kids from school, and then about 45 minutes after that, gonna go get another kid from school. And Naomi was saying today, Dad, I just signed up for art class. I'm really excited for you. When is that gonna happen? And Phoebe's like, Dad, can you help me find a soccer team? I really want to start playing soccer. I really want that for you. Family schedule is a big challenge.
Yeah, I think sometimes
balancing that with church.
Yeah, I think sometimes this, for those of us here, it's easy to forget that, yeah, we see you as missionaries, but you're also dad, and there's a whole lot of responsibilities that go with that. It's a part of life, and every missionary has that. Not exactly what you do, but every missionary faces that. So, but anyway, so what can you tell us about the ministry right now in Schumann? How are things going? What are some things you're involved in? How's the church doing?
Yeah, so whenever we say Schumann, so Schumann is the city, right? The city where we live, about 80,000 people. But we're also talking about this whole province. So this is the map of the Schumann province here. So about 150 villages and small towns surrounding the city, making up the Schumann province. So when I talk about Schumann, like in our city, we have a church. We have a church where right now running between 20 and 25 the past month. So that's growth, and that's actually a major praise item. Seeing a lot of first-time visitors, second-time visitors, which is even cooler in some ways. Yeah, so the church, we're seeing some really great things. Some guys looking forward to starting discipleship pretty soon, one-on-one discipleships. Hopefully next month, starting a new English club for adults, for beginners. That's gonna be a great way to get people in the door for the first time. Looking at our school and family schedule, I'm just praying that God makes it obvious when that can happen. Then as we get outside of the city, every Saturday we have a Bible study in a Muslim village called Vektable. All of the attendees are Turks, and they are in different stages of their path to finding Jesus as Messiah. But the reality is, the past month or two, the spirit of that group, the quality of our discussions and our prayer and our praise has just really shot up, and it's been a real encouragement for me to see spiritual growth there and the people that come. This is in a place where there's not even an Orthodox church there. They're all Muslims, at least nominally. And so the fact that on a weekly basis there's this little group of people that come together and they sing songs to Jesus, it's a really big deal. We use these little Bibles right here. It's the New Testament that's in Turkish and Bulgarian, so it's a great resource for us. Then a new thing that I don't know. It might turn out that nothing happens, or it might turn out that this is a big thing. There's this town of about 12,000 people between Shumen and Varna. So we have a church in Varna. It's an hour away, but this town, it's in the Shumen province. So uh, it's right here. It's a town about 12,000 people. This is the biggest town I know of in Bulgaria that doesn't have a single evangelical church. It's wild. But there's a guy there who started researching Christianity online, stumbled across the website of our Varna church. Triff connected him with me, and so he and I have been chatting. He came to church a couple weeks ago, hoping he'll come again this Sunday. He said, like, there's no church in my town. Same place. A lady in our church about a year and a half ago, right before we went back to the States and everything happened, she led 2 ladies to Christ in the same town, and they are really concerned about what their neighbors will think, but they want to get together and learn the Bible. And so looking at this family schedule, trying to figure out what would it look like on a regular basis to go there, and at this point gather those 3 individuals, these 2 older ladies and this guy that's about 20 years old, and study the Bible with them. Obviously with the goal of, right, well, we know the goal is one day for that Bible study to become a church. So those are the 3 big places on our radar right now: church in Shumen, a Bible study in Vectable, and Lord willing, soon something starting up in this other town called Novi Pazar.
So the churches there, the Bible study area, these are all in home at this point, right?
Right. So our church in Shumen, it meets on the first floor. So it's a big house where we also live. But on the first floor, it's one big room, and there's a room for, we had 25 on Sunday. We could fit about 35 before we would really have to start looking for other facilities.
Yeah. So, just to wrap up this morning, share 3 or 4 things with us that you'd like for us to be praying for you, your family, the work, just whatever you'd like for us to remember to pray for.
Yeah. Well, those 3 places would be a big thing. Pray specifically when I think about Schumann, I think about leadership development. There's some people in the church that I really want to step up. Right now, I'm wearing too many hats. I would love for different people in the church to begin leading worship. There's a guy in the church who is preached once. He's good. I would love to see him begin preaching more often as he continues to grow in his faith. Invectable, pray that God to give us wisdom and how to continue that group and help it grow. Operation Christmas Child is coming up. So pray for right after Christmas, a team of, I think 5 or 6 people from the States are coming. And we're going to go to 10 or 15 villages and do party after party after party in each place sharing the gospel. And it is thrilling. And that's great. 400 or 500 people hear the gospel. It's amazing. But then the aftermath, like how do we continue work in those places? Pray for God to send other missionaries. There are so many open doors, so many places, and I get excited thinking about all of it. But then once again, I look at the schedule, and the fields are white for harvest.
Yeah,
but labors are few.
It seems like there's a certain openness there to the gospel as well. Seems like people are somewhat responsive to the message. So that's exciting, I think. But
there's a lot of people that aren't, but Jesus calls us to cast out the seed wherever we can, and trust that some of it's going to fall on good soil.
Yeah. Well, thanks for spending the time with me this morning, and just want you to know we love you and appreciate you and pray for you, and we're so proud that you represent Frio Baptist. You represent the Lord first of all, but we're glad you represent Missouri Frio Baptist as well. So thanks for being a part of the Show Me plan And thanks for spending a little bit of time with me this morning.
Man, thanks, Steve. Love you guys in Missouri. Love the Show Me plan. We're probably going to be here for a while before we come back the next time. So I don't know when I'll see you again in person. But man, we got to stay in touch. I'm so glad that we can do stuff like this online.
Yeah.
And right now, I got to run and get Malachi and Popcho from school.
Okay, man. Well, take care, and hopefully we'll do this again soon. Okay.
Thanks, Steve.
Uh-huh.